Okay, we're going to talk about the trolley scenario. So I've talked about this in person, in prisons, and on the street, and well, quite a few times to quite a few people. But I guess we're going to do it for for the nets. And the trolley scenario goes like this, and it's going to be relevant later. And well, imagine you're in San Francisco, where they have trolleys, like kind of like light rails. Uh, San Francisco treat, you got trolleys. And the trolley scenario goes like this. And, they kind of did this in that, what was that TV show with Kristen, whatever. They're all dead, but they don't realize. I won't go there. They messed that show up. But why did they mess that show up? Okay, I don't want to talk about that. So the trolley scenario goes like this. Imagine you're on a trolley and you're traveling down one of those very steep hills. Those very steep hills in San Francisco where I learned how to drive a stick shift, my Ford truck when I was working as an electrician on the Sunwa Bank. This guy, what hasn't this idiot done? Done a little bits, just little bits. And well, well, imagine you're on a trolley and you've watched your PBS or Discovery Channel documentary, so you know a little about trolleys because you were looking forward to your trip in San Francisco and being on the trolley and experiencing the whole San Francisco treat, and even Pier 39. Yeah, sure. Bubblegum Shrimp Factory. Yeah, it's good. And so you're on the trolley and it's going down one of those steep hills, but all of a sudden it starts to speed out of control. And holy smokes, you look down, you're in the trolley, and you look down, and down below, there's four people. There's four people in the crosswalk. There's four people in the crosswalk right on the tracks. And that trolley is heading for those four people, and it's going to kill them. But you know that you can pull a lever. You can pull that lever that you're sitting next to, because I don't know where the trolley attendant went. But you can pull that lever, and that trolley is going to shift onto a side road and save those four lives below. But on that other side road, there's one person. There's one person right in the middle of the tracks, and it's going to knock them out and kill them. So, will you pull the lever? And Harvard did a study on this. It's pretty cool. Psychopath Test. Yeah, really. And good psychopaths, bad psychopaths. We're not going to get into that. But so you pull the lever, and you take out one person or you don't. And I think it's like a 50-50-ish split. And that's what my experience has been, talking to prisoners and cons and people on the street, random people. Half the people, a little more than half, won't touch it. They say, nope, I don't want anything to do with being responsible for nothing. It's all in God's hands. I don't want to pull a lever and be responsible for one life. And then you have some people who actually say, well, I'll pull it, whatever. Save lives. Like, don't even think about it. Yeah, people say, well, who are they? Are they for Girl Scouts? Are they for older people in wheelchairs who their time has come anyway? Or are they a family? Is it are they white? Are they black? Yeah, actually, people ask that. It's so dumb. Are they women? Are they men? Well, I couldn't get that one. But so it doesn't matter. They're human beings. And so you're either going to say four lives, regardless if they're old, young, white, black, female, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, fraternity brothers who are stay out too late, getting blitzed, or people in walkers. You either say four lives and sacrifice one, or not. Do you pull the lever or don't pull the lever? And well, guess what? It's going to determine if you're a psychopath. You're going to progress to the next level up, if you answer right or wrong, depending on how you look at it. And little less than half, about 40-ish% in my experience, say, nope, I'm not touching it. I don't want to be responsible for one life, and I'm not going to do anything. And so they let the four people die. And then you have about 40-ish% that say, I'll pull the lever. I'll be a stand-up guy. I'll save three lives. And then I let them know, hey, listen, are you sure you want to do that? Because when you pull that lever and you take that one life out, you better believe that life of that person, and the media is going to hate you for that. They're going to say, you did not know that I was going to kill the four people. And gosh darn it, how dare you take one life away? And the wife or the husband or the mother or the father or the children of that person, the media, is going to cancel you and say, "Gosh darn you! How dare you! How dare you take this life? You are not God." And you're like, dude, I was just trying to save 4 lives, you idiots. And they're going to judge it. So, anyways, at that point, some people actually like backtrack when I say, "Are you sure you pulled the lever? But were you sure you were ready for those consequences?" They're like, "What consequences?" And I'm like, "Oh, wait a minute, I didn't think about that." Well, backtrack. And then some of them backtrack to say, "No, I'm not going to touch it. I don't want to be responsible. I don't want I don't want to be canceled in this weird world." So, but okay, well, congratulations. If you didn't pull the lever, you're not a psychopath. You're whatever call those a robot. But here's the thing. So if you pull the lever and you say, "Hey, whatever, man, I saved 3 lives. I know what I did, regardless of the consequences, regardless of being canceled. I saved 3 lives. Well, 4 lives. No, I took 1, but I saved 3." So you progress to the next level. Hey, and this next scenario kind of goes like this. It's kind of similar. There's a trolley. There's a hill. The trolley's out of control. And there's 4 people below. The trolley's going to hit those 4 people below. And, well, guess what? This time you decide to get some fresh air. You're like, "Hey, this is a beautiful town. I want to get some exercise." And instead of being on the trolley up here, zoom, and you're on a bridge. You're on a bridge. And that bridge, well, you can look up. Holy smokes, there's a trolley. And you can look down. You look down, you see, oh, there's 4 people. And you say, holy smokes, that trolley is going to hit those 4 people. And I'm not on the trolley to pull a lever. If I was only on it, I could pull the lever, but you're not. So guess what? You're on a bridge though, and as you're standing on the bridge watching this happen, there's somebody standing next to you. And in the scenario, they say it's like a 300-pound person, but that's not right. I mean, it's not right to say it's just because a big person. It's just a person. Somehow the person there's a person standing next to you, and you realize you can push that person, boop, push them off the bridge, and they'll fall in front of that trolley, and somehow it stops the gears and stops the trolley from killing those 4 people below. So will you push the person off the bridge? Yay! No. People say, "No, I will not push somebody off the bridge in front of a trolley to save 4 people. That's horrible." And I say, well, and this is what the scenario says. How is that any different? It's not different at all. It's a matter of proximity, and you're still killing somebody, whether you push them off the bridge or whether you pull a lever. It's the same exact thing. But the psychopath says, hey, the psychopath, they call him, the psychopath says, "Hey, I'm saving lives. Who cares if I pull a lever or push them off or whatever? I'm going to save lives." So, and the guy says, "This is actually really cool." And, well, the psychopath says, "Hey, I'm going to save lives regardless. I'll push them off the bridge. It's a guy or girl or 300 pounds or 120 pounds, whatever. I'm going to push that person off the bridge to save lives." And, well, that's what the psychopath does. And thank God for psychopaths. There's good psychopaths, bad psychopaths. Believe me, I've come across some psychopaths in prison that are happy to push people off bridge and pull levers. Actually, it's stupid. Really, there are. And, well, they found out there's good psychopaths, bad psychopaths. So, a lot of surgeons, psychopaths flocked to the medical field where sometimes you have to choose life or death on the operating table, who you're going to operate on, what you're going to do. Same thing with generals. Generals are going to send your soldiers up to on Hamburger Hill and, get slaughtered if you can have an end round and maybe win the war. But you're going to send those people to their death, those soldiers to their death. You need general patents. You need people who are willing to pull that trigger, to make that push, even though they know they're going to send them to their deaths. And, also CEOs of companies. Holy smoke, CEOs. Yeah, you got to have layoffs. Sometimes, the economy has a downturn and you got to have layoffs. And it's going to, that if you're a responsible, great CEO, you're like, hey, man, listen, I don't want to do layoffs. I'm going to do everything I can to avoid it. But we're at a point where to save the company and save other people's jobs and save the future, we have to go through layoffs. And, it's just layoffs. Well, if you've ever been laid off and you ever, you've seen the results of that. There's divorces, there's kids, families that are broken up, there's suicides, there's drug addictions that involve with layoffs beyond Twitter liberal weirdos. So, it's not an easy decision for a good CEO. You got those hatchet man CEOs. who are happy to come in and just, I'll lay off everybody. Who cares? I'll lay them off for stocks and money and give me money and the company make more money and I'll lay off departments and yeah, that's hatchet, man. Good CEOs, bad CEOs, good psychopaths, bad psychopaths, good good surgeons, bad surgeons, good generals, bad generals. So, okay, so psychopath test. Well, there's a third scenario. Holy smokes, there's a third scenario? Yeah, there's a third scenario. And well, no, they don't talk about this in the Harvard test or the Yale test, the studies, but there is a third scenario, and the third scenario goes like this. Okay, same thing. Charlie's coming down the hill, 4 people below, and on the actually these guys in prison this all the time, in jails, and there's a bridge, and you're looking up, you're seeing it come down, you're 4 people below. Hey, you want to do something to save them, but guess what? There's no lever to pull. There's nobody you can push off the bridge standing next to you. You look around, nobody. But hey, you realize that you can, step off. And that instead of pushing somebody or instead of pulling the lever to take somebody else out, you step off the bridge in front of the trolley and save. And in doing so, you save the 4 people below. And it's funny because the psychopaths, I never have had a psychopath that's like a true psychopath that they're willing to push, they're willing to pull the lever, they're willing to take somebody else out to save 3 lives. But the psychopaths don't want to take that step themselves. I mean, Patton was a man's man, but Jesus Christ, bing. Okay, it's awesome. But the psychopaths, the true, well, that's not ones who test psychopath anyways. They're willing to sacrifice other people, even if it's just like a one. They're willing to take the heat, but they rarely, very, very, very rarely are willing to take that step off themselves and walk off that bridge to save the people below. So, the psychopath test. Saving people, sacrificing ourself, making tough decisions. Shoot. All right, I think I'm going to wrap this. Gosh darn it. Yeah. I'll wait till 13 minutes. Sure. Anything else you want to talk about? No, create a link to that. And shoot. 1:13.